Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Makes. I'm so glad you're here with me today. It's always a joy to share art on the weekends with all of you. I want to apologize right away and let you know I haven't seen everybody's videos from last week. I've had kind of a hectic week this week, and I was actually under the weather a couple days too. So I am excited to be here though to share what I've been working on, because Emma sent me her 127th edition release, and I'm sure most of you have already seen it. For you avid followers of all of the wonderful people here on YouTube that create, I'm sure you've seen release videos from Melissa and Gigi and Christine and Suzanne, and of course Emma, the wonderful creator and total CEO brainstormer behind My Creative Time. So if you go to Emma's channel, you can find all the information about her Black Friday sale. She always does a tiered sale on Black Friday every single year, where depending on the amount you spend, you get a number of, dollars off, so to speak. And I'm going to just refer you over to her channel. I'll link you to her channel in the drop-down menu so that you can understand the tiered system. She also has the information on her Instagram feed if you're looking for it. But I'm excited to be here to share about her release. And in particular, if you remember a while back, I shared some really cute tags that I made using a die that I've had from her line for a long time, and it was this snowflake tag die, and I made these little hot cocoa tags, hot cocoa themed tags with little snowmen and gingers on them. I used my LOTV Lily of the Valley heart tags and the Baked with Love tags, and came up with these sweet little Christmas tags. And this uses her wonderful ginger die, which I turned into both a ginger and a snowman, and then this beautiful snowflake tag die. And there were a lot of requests, including from my friend P, and many of you, she got many requests asking for her to bring this die back. So she has done it, and I'm sure a lot of you have already been over to her site and seen it and purchased it. It's a beautiful die set. This is the information here, snowflake tag die, and it's just a wonderful die set, and I'll show you what I did with it in a little while. I'm going to really quick just go through the things that she released in case you haven't seen them. I think most of you probably have, but this is the paper pad I've been kind of waiting for. If you have followed me for a long time, you know that I love using gingham, especially at Christmas. Red and white gingham is like my favorite thing, but I love all the colors of gingham, and I love gingerbreads, and this paper pad's right up my alley, and it is called Christmas Gingerbread Kisses. And I love the traditional colors in here, the reds and greens, and she just has so many cute papers. And of course she has those pre-done mugs that you can just use your dies on to cut out from the coordinating stamp and die set that goes with this, that was released a couple, I think it was 2 releases back now. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. And anyway, it's a wonderful paper pad, and I told her that I'm going to have to buy like 4 of them because I've already used an entire paper pad. I have like 3 or 4 sheets left, and so I had to get another one in order to even show you guys the paper pads this time. I've used a ton of this one too. This is the Let It Snow paper pad. I love to have blues and purples and some turquoise and stuff like that for when you're doing after Christmas thank yous and just winter themed cards. This is an adorable paper pad, and I love that she has the snowmen in here that you can cut out. And my favorite one, of course, is the one that reads joy, joy to you and yours, because you know how much I love that word. So I just love that, and these little snowmen are absolutely adorable. And the one paper in here that has all the snowmen in it is so cute too. And you could cut these out to make little family Christmas tags, for people that have 2 kids or whatever. It's just so cute. Or you could add a 3rd kid by just cutting away one from another one. But wouldn't that be cute? So I just love these paper pads. Absolutely gorgeous, Emma. Then for those of you that have her, she had a candy cane die, which I still have, But she had gotten a lot of requests, and she did a Sweet Candy Cane Dies number 2, MCT D443. And this has candy canes going both directions, so to the left and to the right, and then in 2 sizes, okay? And this is a wonderful die set. You know how much I love candy canes. I usually do candy cane tags every year. So I had a lot of fun playing with this die set. And I played around with making some gingham candy canes, and then I added some little felt holly leaves and some little red pom-poms. And I think they turn out so cute like that. And then I did add a little bit of diamond stickles to make some extra lines in the candy canes. But they just turned out so cute, and they're so easy to put together. So I just had a lot of fun with that die set. Just adorable little candy canes. Then she also did a stencil that has clouds, slopes, and snowflakes. So a very versatile product. I've barely scratched the surface of using it. I mainly just used it to decorate some of my cards with snowflakes so far. But I want to play with this some more because stencils are a lot of fun. Then the snowball stitched frame die layers and the snowball frame dies. So one has stitching, one does not. These to me are a staple that everybody should have in their craft room, and I'll show you a couple reasons why. One is that these uneven circles are perfect for cookies of all sizes. So you can make all different cookies or dessert type things with these circles. They're perfect for snowballs, which, as you know, I have a ton of snowball faces from Peachy Keen of all different sizes. And this gives me exactly what I need to make snowman face tags. So I love this set, and I loved mixing vellum with white paper for these, and I cannot wait to show you what I did with them. So again, this is the name of these sets, and I definitely think that these are one of those sets of dies that are a very good staple to have in your stash. So for a lot of different reasons. So there's that. Here is the Warm and Fuzzy Hugs stamp set. It's MCT 394. Now this is the one that coordinates with that beautiful purple and blues paper pad. You can see the Joy stamp here. Mine are not perfectly aligned anymore because I've been using it. But just adorable, sweet little snowman images, and I love the sentiments that she has in here. My favorite one is "There's Nobody Like You." I just love that one, and I'll show you how I used it. But they're all wonderful, wonderful sentiments. And then, of course, she did all the dies so that you can cut everything out. And you can see I have a couple extra die cuts in here from what I made already. This is a sweet little 3-inch circle December 25th die. This is a perfect die for her little 3-inch circle card layers, or if you have our circle card die set, it makes a quick little 3-inch circle card, and I'll show you that really quick because I just made one that says December 25th. It has that adorable candy paper in the background from the traditional paper pad, and then on the inside I used one of those uneven circle frame die layers. See how cute that is? And it says "Believe in the Magic of Christmas." So these are so quick and easy to put together, and then I just added her wonderful envelope die. Oh, what is the name of it? It's this one here. It's the 3x3 fancy envelope die, because these 3-inch circle cards, they do fit into this envelope perfectly, and these are so cute for little gift cards to use, or even to do a little thank you note after Christmas, I think. So really a great die set, and then the coordinating envelope is such a nice thing to have. So I loved playing with that die. Thank you for sending it, Emma. And then these little stitched clouds, she did these two cloud dies, MCT D439, and I used these on a scenery card that I did, so I'll share that. Let me pull that out really quick. Let's see. I made way too many things. So here's the little scenery card that I did, and you can see how I used the little cloud dies right here. I did add some diamond stickles to them, but you could certainly use glitter paper if you have it. You can see how I used the stencil in the background, and I did go in after I stenciled the snowflakes, and I just put a dot of diamond stickles in the center of some of the flakes, as well as on the individual little dots that are part of the stencil. So it creates this adorable sparkly background. I just love it, and it's so quick and easy. Just a really great way to make a card. And then you can see how I use those uneven circle dies or the snowball layer dies to create a little snowman here. So these three are outside playing in the snow and they're building a little snowman. And I used one of my Peachy Keen faces on the little snowballs here to create the little snowman. And these are the Happy Lashes face assortment. It's PK 460. So I did use, let's see, I think it was one of these right here to do that. So that turned out really cute. And I think it's really sweet. She's got some snow ready to go to add to the snowman. And I might even add another little snowball right here for him to be packing in the snowman so it doesn't fall apart. But this reminded me so much of when my husband and Tim and I would all go out and we pretty much built a snowman every single time it snowed. And so that's what this card reminds me of. And it says winter cheer. So that's one of the sentiments from that set. So sweet. And then I just did a little inside stitch die layer from her stitch dies and then a little banner. So just a really simple card. I was going to put snowflakes on the back of this one, but I guess I forgot to. So there's that card. And then I did make some other snowman themed cards. So let me pull those out and I'll show you them. And these use that beautiful joy. This is die cut directly from the paper. And then I used her square tag die layers to create a tag. I tied it with some white ribbon. And I did emboss this with a snowflake embossing folder. And I know someone's going to ask, so I brought it down to show you. It's by Sarah Davies. It's from her signature collection. And it is a snowflake embossing folder. And it doesn't have the name on it. I have the folder somewhere. So, but if you go to scrapbook.com, they're still carrying this. So it is part of her collection there. And I'll try and find the folder. If anyone wants to know about the folder, let me know. Okay, but that is what I used to create the snowflakes. This is a piece of vellum over a piece of her purple snowflake paper from the paper pad. I used the striped paper down below. I added a beautiful purple lace trim, if you will, a cotton lace trim that was gifted to me. I can't remember who gave it to me now. It might have been Rhonda. Might have been Dee. I can't remember. So many of you are so sweet to me. But whoever gifted me that, thank you very much. And then in the background, I used an embossing folder of snowflakes. I don't know if you can see the embossing very well. But I did add some just little dots of stickles onto some of the dots of the embossing folder. And so there's embossing here as well as on the tag and two different embossing folders. This embossing folder, the snowflake one, is an embossing folder from Tailored Expressions. And I believe it's called Winter Flurries or something like that. And it's probably at least 10 years old, I would say. I'm trying to come up with it really quick. I'll show you. Let's see. I use this embossing folder I'm going to show you in a minute. This is Apple Blossom Designs Company in the UK, and it's the Sweet Christmas Emboss folder, and it has candy canes and bows. I know someone's going to ask me. This is a Craft Concepts one that also has candy canes and bows. I didn't use this one this time, but if you're looking for candy cane embossing folders, that gives you two ways to search. This one is just called Candy Canes, and again, it's by Craft Concepts. And then this one is Apple Blossom Designs Company in the UK, and it's called Sweet Christmas. Now, I will say this to the large companies out there, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, as well as just other companies that make embossing folders. Please make some candy cane embossing folders. There's a ton of people that want them, and they just can't get them in the US. The UK had them, but this was years ago when I bought them, and I don't know if they have them anymore. So we need some basic things like candy canes, gingerbreads, peppermints, all in embossing folders. I did use this one also. This is a Sizzix embossing folder of little snowflake dots. Okay, so those are the embossing folders I used. I already showed you this card. Did I show you the inside? I just added a little snowman, another piece of that purple paper on the inside, and I used Emma's Sweet Stitching rectangle dies on here. And then on the back of this one, I carried the papers over from the front, and then I also just took that that stencil and I stenciled some of the snowflakes on really lightly, just to kind of decorate the back a little bit. So I thought this turned out really cute. And this was actually my very first project that I made, was this card here, because I just had to use this joy. So I stamped and colored this with Copic markers. You can see the embossing, you know, this is that embossing folder I just showed you with the candy canes and the bows. And I just took some stickles and added some little dots. I did use some blue, some BG10 Copic marker in the background of the circle here, as well as around the snowman's face a little bit, just to make him look colored a little bit and help him pop from the background. And then I just colored it and added a little bit of snow onto the letters as if they had been snowed on. And then the little dots all around the circle sort of add to that snowy effect. Then the beautiful piece of vellum. I just love vellum for winter cards. It just makes me think of snow. So I used that, and then on the inside I just did, again, her stitch die layers and just a little piece of a scrap piece of paper. Okay, and then on the back I used the stencil again, and I stenciled the back of my card. So there's that one. I have so many projects to show you. I'm worried we're gonna run out of time, so I better go a little bit faster, you guys. I'm sorry. So here are my candy cane projects. I made 2 little cards. This one uses that same embossing folder on a beautiful red cardstock called Pure Poppy, I believe, from Paper Tray Ink. And then I did the candy cane out of Pure Poppy and white, and then I added stickles to it, as well as this is a little holly from Paper Tray Ink back in the day, probably 20 years old, this die. And then I took 3 little pom-poms and added those for the berries. And I used some of her gingham from her paper pad, and then a little bit of green cardstock. This is a green from Michael's. It's their 65-pound weight cardstock, and I did color it with a Copic marker to better match the green of the holly. And then inside it says Sweet Holiday Wishes, and I used this little heart stamp that's in the stamp set that she released. So this just turns out so, so cute. On the back, I took that green paper and I just did one of the little circle dies, her scallop circle dies, just to have the card have little scallops. I just thought that looked really cute. And I had done it before, so I did it again. And then I did the same thing with this little 3-inch one. So this is the 4-inch next to the 3-inch, and you can see the difference in size. The 4-inch is, you know, quite a nice size, and it'll fit in an A2 envelope. And then these little 3-inch ones will fit into some of the other envelopes that she has in her store. But these are really cute just on top of a package, and then they can just open it and you can write your note in here. So you can just tape this part down to the package, and then this part opens up on top, and it says Very Merry Wishes. And then this is an Arala Mija shop paper, one of her Christmas papers, and then some red cardstock with that same embossing folder from Sarah Davies, and a little piece of the green gingham from Emma's paper pad. And then this is the smaller candy cane with the holly. And I just think these circle cards are so charming. And Emma, I absolutely love these candy canes, and I cannot wait. I could have made a ton of these. I just want to make some of them into tags also, but I didn't have time to keep going. But I'm going to put these on some tag backs eventually. So those are all the little candy cane projects. And then let's see, I had to make one of the candy canes into a candy cane wand. So I used the spatula wand, and instead of putting the spatula, I cut the spatula top off and I added the little candy cane. And this one says Wishing You a Sweet Season, which is from a Christmas set in her shop. It is called, I think it's called Wishing You a Sweet Season. Let's see. I know I brought it down here. Let me grab it really quick if I can. Here it is. So it is called Sweet Holiday Wishes, okay? And I use this Wishing You a Sweet Season. And this is also one that comes with coordinating dies for the sentiments. So that's what I used to create that. And then I took the die and I traced around it onto some cardstock so that I could make a red back for this to just help it pop more from the back of the card. And then the vellum is embossed with the candy cane embossing folder, and then it's over some green gingham. And then I use that little candy paper along the side here. And then the word paper that says hot cocoa and cozy Christmas and stuff all along the length of it. I use that her scalloped rectangle die to cut that piece out. So I love the combination of papers on this card. I think it turned out really cute. I used her gingerbread die, the larger one, and I did stamp a peachy keen face from my PK 3000, Jill's Favorite Faces. I used that little girl face, and I colored her cheeks pink and made little white hearts with a gel pen and decorated her with a gel pen. And this is from Emma's bow die set. So she has a beautiful bow set of mini bows in her store, and I used that die set to create the bow. But my favorite thing is that little candy cane wand. I just think that is adorable. And then inside I just put a little strip of the candy paper. I use the XOXO border dies on the inside of this card, and I have not decorated the back of this one yet. I just was running short on time tonight. Here's one more card using the Joy from the snowman paper pad, and this time I stamped it and colored it with Copics again, and it's Joy to You and Yours. And I used a beautiful Christmas tree die that Emma has. This is an older die. She still has it in her shop though, and it's great for making Christmas tree shakers. So I used this die, and it has a stitched piece as well as an outer piece that's stitched. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then it has a beautiful star, a trunk for the tree, and then baubles that you can decorate the tree with, or use to make confetti too for your shakers. So this is a wonderful die set. It's called the Tall Christmas Tree Die, MCT D391. And I love this die for making Christmas tree shakers. And the cards come together really quick. I didn't put a trunk on this one. I felt that it didn't really need it, and I just think it looks so cute with the little peppermints from that paper cut out and added to the shaker area just to decorate the tree a little bit more. So just a really cute, simple shaker card. I haven't even put an inside on this, but you can see that it is embossed with a snowflake embossing folder in the background. And then this is kind of something I thought I would share too. If you ever are short on 110-pound cardstock, this is a 65-pound green cardstock that they sell at Michael's. Mine got a little bit warped because I embossed it strangely. But you can take 65-pound weight cardstock and fold it into a card. You score it in half, fold it, and then score it again to create a card that's layered. And I actually glued it together to create 110, more of a thicker card base, if you will. So that's just a little tip. If you want a thicker card, you can use your 65-pound weight paper and just create one card from a single piece of paper. So there's that card. And then I did this card here, and this shows off that beautiful snowflake die, and how I turned it into a little stained glass window in the background. And the way I did that was I actually used acetate as the back piece and then vellum as the front piece. And it kind of gives that window effect on the card. So it's as if they're in the house with their hot cocoa, and there's a little napkin with gingerbreads on it, and they're in front of this beautiful window that is this gorgeous snowflake tag. So I just love this tag die. There's so many different things you can do with it. And I got this idea actually from a post that Emma did where she had turned it sideways, and I decided to try turning it long ways and just using it behind the coffee mug. So this was an idea that I cased from Miss Emma. Thank you, Emma. And I just love this little sentiment, "You warm my heart." And I did add some stickles to the little snowman die cut, as well as to the candy canes and the marshmallows in the little cup of cocoa. And then this is that lighter red paper in the paper pad, which matches the cup. And inside, I did stencil some snowflakes with the stencil. I added a little strip of the paper, and then I also put some stenciling on the back, and I inked around the edges in white, just to kind of give that frosty feeling to the card. So there's that. Let's see, what else do I have to share? Oh my goodness. So then I was playing with the die cuts, the coffee die cuts, okay, and I had this one, and I had 3 more that I had cut out, and I wanted to make, as soon as I saw the circle dies, I thought of a saucer for the mug, so kind of like a teacup with a saucer. And so I die cut, I'm going to show you how I did this. I die cut a vellum uneven or snowball circle frame layer. Then I die cut it in red in the stitching, and then I embossed it with that embossing folder from Sarah Davies. And then I took a piece of cardstock and I accordion folded it and glued it to the back of one of the cup die cuts. And then I made it so that the cup stands up and it sort of lodges between the candy cane and these little cookies that I created with that uneven circle die layers. Oh, there's a piece of my hair in there. So I made some little cookies. That little tree is from her envelope die. It's from the holiday envelope die. Okay, so if you're looking for that little tree die, holiday envelope die MCTD 238, and it's right there. Okay, and there's also a snowflake that I use quite a bit. And it also has a little mug in there. But I was trying to make a tag where literally the tag can fold flat for mailing if you want to mail it to somebody. But then when they get it, they can prop it up. And if they want, they could even hang it on the tree. Although I think they would have to, you'd have to put a little sticky piece here where they could tear off the sticky and then attach this on here like that. So I haven't done it yet because I'm not sure how I want to do it. But I was just playing with this concept of making coffee mug tags that sort of stand up and look like a cup and saucer. So you definitely could attach this so that it would stand up straighter. And it's kind of hard to show this to you guys. I hope you can see it okay. But you can see where I added one of the small candy canes on here. You can see the little cookies that I created. And it just looks so cute. And I did add some little snowflakes into the hot cocoa this time, just to kind of make it sparkly and fun. So these just turned out so cute. You can see how I did this. It's just a little piece of folded white cardstock. You could definitely use red cardstock if you prefer. And then I just put a little tie of thread through the candy cane right here. I just looped it through and then tied a knot here and then tied a knot up above. But they do literally fold flat if you want to mail them, or if you're going to put it on top of a box or a package, you can make it stand up and just attach this more readily to the base. So that's my first one. And then I made a littler one. This was my prototype actually, and I wish I would have embossed the vellum, but I forgot to emboss it. I embossed the red, but I forgot to emboss the vellum, but I would emboss both just for the texture that it adds. And then these kind of are like baby cookies to go with the smaller coffee cup. And again, you can attach this with another piece of sticky tape. I just haven't done it yet because I don't know if I'm going to mail them or just use them on the top of a box for Christmas tags. So, but there's a second one. And then I did one more. Where is it? Here it is. So here's the third one, and this is the little gray coffee mug. And again, I am adding a lot of stickles onto the marshmallows and the candy canes and stuff. And then these three little Christmas tree cookies or mints or whatever you want to call them are sitting on next to the hot cocoa. So I thought those turned out really cute. If you wanted to, you could definitely stamp a sentiment on the back. I should have done that the other way. This is sideways. I should have turned that. But anyway, these just turn out really cute, and I just think it's kind of a fun idea and a neat thing to be able to do just by using a folded piece of cardstock to have them stand up. So I just had a lot of fun with this release. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing everything that I created. Please, if you have any questions about any of the projects and the dies and stuff that I use to make them, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try and respond as I'm able to. Oh, I forgot I have 2 more projects to show you. Oh my gosh. Okay. With those circle dies, I had to do some little snowmen. We have a saying in Seattle that a Seattle snowman, snowmen in Seattle tend to melt rather quickly because it usually doesn't stay cold here very long. And a Seattle snowman is usually 3 layers, but flat. And I just had to make one out of these. So I took 3 of the different snowball layers that she created, and I added a beautiful peachy keen face. And I'll show you the faces that I used. You guys have seen me share this set before. It's called the Happy Winter Faces 2-inch stamp set. It's PK 2511. And I shared these last winter with some tags. And I believe they're still available in her store. but I had to do this because I was so excited about these snowball layers that Emma made, and I had to try making some little tags with them. And I love this, there's nobody like you sentiment from the paper, or from the stamp collection that she released with the snowmen. So this just turns out so cute using those peachy keen faces. I just took some BG10 Copic marker in blue just to give a little highlight to the snowmen, some little pink cheeks, and they just turned out so cute. This one has, of course, an orange nose. You could add a bow and make a girl snowman very easily. I took just some bobble trim and I hot glued it to the front and then to the back to attach it. And I just thought that was kind of cute since it's a snowman and these are like little snowballs. So that's what I did for the tie on these. And I just think these turn out so cute. I love the vellum layer. And I think you could emboss it and that would make it even more pretty. This was my prototype. And then on this one, I embossed it. But I wish I had gone a little bigger and made these maybe the bigger size, slightly smaller and slightly smaller. This was my prototype. So I'd probably do it a little bit differently if I did it again. But I definitely love this. There's Nobody Like You. And I think that's so sweet. And when you do the vellum, just put a white layer on the back that matches the white layer on the front so that you can write your message, okay? So those are the tags I created using just the faces and these beautiful snowball frame layer dies, which again, I think should be a staple in everybody's craft room. So that is everything I had to share with you. Now I've looped this around there. Let me get that off of there. I hope you guys enjoyed all of my little projects. I can't wait to go and see what all of the design team members did. I don't like to go look at everybody's projects until I'm done with mine, just so that I can really focus in on what I want to create with the products that Emma sends to me. So I just had so much fun with this release. And everything that Emma does to make crafting fun for us all. I'm so glad she was able to bring that beautiful snowflake frame die back for you guys that wanted it, and it makes a beautiful window on this card. And I love that I can make tiny candy cane wands for my gingerbread men and for my snowmen. So that's everything I wanted to share with you today for Saturday Morning Makes. I do want to announce that Lily of the Valley has done a new stamp release. So you might want to go take a look at the LOTV Digi Shop on Etsy to see their new release. They did it with Create and Craft TV this past week. And so you'll get to see all the new stuff that came out with them. And we're working behind the scenes on some new stamp sets also. Layla's very busy. So they've had a lot going on at LOTV DigiShop. You might want to go take a peek. I'm hoping to have some stamps to share with you, hopefully in a video this weekend or early next week, depending on how my weekend goes. Okay, so I think that's everything. I think I'm at 32 minutes and I should probably go. I will leave by showing my little case that has all of my felt hollies in it. And this is from a holly die that Paper Tray Inc. released years ago. But it's always nice to pre-cut your hollies and have a bunch of them ready for tags and stuff so that you can decorate your candy canes. And I'm excited to also make some pink and cream candy canes. I think that would be a pretty combination. So everybody have a lovely weekend. I'm excited to see what everybody's making. I'm hoping to catch up on videos. I did look at a lot of the Instagram stuff, but I'm sure there's more already because it's Friday night and Saturday and Sunday, and everybody's going to be creating and posting. So I look forward to seeing everybody's creations. To all of you that are struggling with any health issues or just pain and different things going on in your lives, grief, loss of loved ones, my heart goes out to you. Try to look for the happy things amidst the sorrows. There's always joy if you look for it. And I know it's harder than ever sometimes to find it. And I also want to thank everybody that's been sending me happy mail. P had asked some of you to send me some tags. She thought I might not have enough Christmas tags this year for my family. And I actually do, but it was very sweet of P to do that. And as I told her on the phone, I can always find a giving tree that needs some Christmas tags in my community. So there's always people down on their luck that are having their children receive gifts through a giving tree like St. Vincent de Paul, and so many other organizations. The Boys and Girls Club of America, various churches, including ours, do giving trees. So the tags that get sent to me will be put to very good use. I know that I have received them from as far away as Arizona, from Tina back in Pennsylvania area, back east. And I'm not even sure, I haven't even opened everybody's packages, but I'm very excited to see what everybody has sent, and as soon as I can get to it, I will film videos. I just am a little bit under the weather right now from some vaccinations and stuff, and I'm going to rest this weekend, you guys. I just have to take care of myself first, and my family. So I hope to just be able to relax and watch some videos and enjoy what you're all creating. All right, blessings and hugs. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Bye now.